Hi folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. What I want to talk about today is something that we've never talked about, and that is wire leaders. And I know most people won't use these. They think that they're a big distraction, but I'm a believer if you're going to fish in any water where there's northern pike or muskies or pickerel, any of these fish with these kind of teeth, that you need to have wire leaders on, or else you're going to lose your lure and you're probably going to lose the fish as well. And there's in my mind several pros and cons to using wire leaders. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's at the end of your line, you tie on this leader that has a place to attach it to, and then at the end it has a little snap at the end, a little clasp that you can attach to your lure. And so when the fish bites down, they're going to be biting down on this leader, and they're not going to sever it like pike and muskies can do to any kind of monofilament or fluorocarbon line. I think it's a must. And what the cons are is that people feel that the fish won't hit if they see this sort of very it stands out wire leader in front of the bait. It'll warn them and they won't strike it. And I don't think this is the case. My buddy Rust leaves his wire leaders on when we fish bass in the summer, and he catches just as many bass as I do. So I don't think that's something you should be concerned with. But I do think that if you're going to fish for these kind of fish, that you really do need a wire leader. Now, some of the other parts of them that makes them sort of a con, the pros are that it's going to save your fish and it's going to save your line, your lure. The con is, as I just mentioned, the fact that they can distract the fish. And the second thing I think that makes them sort of unappealing is they're made with strands of very thin wire braided together. And when these strands come loose, they can catch the hook of your jig or whatever lure you're using and turn it upside down and make it unattractive. So I don't think that's a good thing. Some of the companies that are making them, I don't think are making them as well. There's a difference in quality between different brands of wire leaders. So be careful what ones you buy. And make sure you buy them long enough where if a big fish hits it and it just engulfs it in its mouth, that it's not going to get that whole leader. They come in sizes like 5 inches and 8 inches and 11 inches and 18 inches. And I don't know if you need an 18-incher unless you're fishing for giant muskies, but make sure they're long enough that they'll do the job that you need them to do. It's just something I think is important that you have. And I never, this time of the year, ever go out fishing without wire leader on my line. And it hasn't kept me from catching. One of the drawbacks of fishing this time of the year is it's not bass season. Not only is it not bass season, but you can't legally catch and release a bass. You can't catch it just for the fun and then let it go back. And so there's often when I'm fishing for northern pike that I'm going to catch bass because the bass are in the same waters and you're going to catch them at the same time you catch pike. And it hasn't kept me from catching lots of really big bass this time of the year. So when you're putting your tackle together, I think it might be important for you to realize that wire leaders can be a real asset. They can really help you out with your fishing success. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.